So I can't actually see your screen.
Yeah, let me just share the screen. No?
Yeah.
Let me just share it. Oh, hi. Okay.
Yes.
Today we to deal with 4.3, that is the aggregate and the catering today. So very quickly with the first of
So I can't actually hear you. Your voice keeps cutting off.
just give me 1 minute. Let me just
Okay.
move this place. Okay. Let me just move outside. There's some
Yes, sir.
internet connectivity issue going on. Okay. Now you'll be able to hear me fine.
Yes.
Okay, so let's just begin. The definition of the aggregate demand.
Aggregate demand is basically the total demand for all of the goods and services in that domestic account.
Right. So this is the total demand of all sectors in an economy, like the household,
Yes, sir. The
firms,
firms and the government.
government,
And
and
for
foreign sector. Right.
yes, sir.
Now the components of the aggregate demand and their meanings. So aggregate demand consists of four sectors. AD is equals to C
P
plus
plus
I,
I plus G plus X minus M.
right? So first of all, when we talk about the household,
Yes, sir.
so household basically spends on consumer
Consumer good.
goods
Yeah, and service.
and services. So household demand is consumption, which is C, right?
Yes, sir.
The firms, they basically produce goods and
Businesses.
services.
But their demand is probably going to be like the profit, right? And also the raw materials from the households.
Hmm. Hmm. Firms basically, and when they are demanding now, they their demand is basically the investment that they are making na, into all of that raw material and everything,
Yes, sir. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Then we have the government. Government basically
Demands
controls.
the taxes and then the subsidies. No.
What is the
Yeah.
task of a government? So they basically control and manages the economic activities.
Yes, sir.
They
Yeah.
regulate the activities of the
They set
businesses.
law, they set restrictions.
Hmm. So government's demand relates to the spending that they make,
Yes, sir.
government spending, and foreigners, they are involved.
They'll basically be trading with this economy for goods and
Yes,
for raw materials. Even for currency, actually, they might want that country's currency. So they might keep on.
exactly. Yeah, so currency can also be part of it. So export and import and the exchange of currency. So the foreign demand is derived from the net exports,
Yes, yeah.
is derived from net exports,
Yes.
which is X minus M. Now, what are the determinants of aggregate demand? First thing is that consumption is the number one thing, which is the household spending. We can call consumption as household spending, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Now, what are the factors affecting the consumption?
I think number one has to be the income level. Um, the higher the income, the more they can spend. They'll have more, basically, more disposable income to spend. Number two, um, I think maybe the taxes in an economy, because that would
Yes.
leave, that would leave them with either more income to spend or lesser income to spend after paying
Hmm.
taxes off. Um,
Hmm.
and then maybe even consumer confidence maybe in that economy, because I've heard that if they don't have that confidence that this economy is going to prosper in the future, they actually start to save just to
Hmm.
be safe in the future and have funds. So I feel like even if they don't have that confidence, they might start to save more in banks, so they will spend less. Um, and then stable consumption. Does the elasticity of goods matter?
Sometimes, but then again, there are other factors which results in elasticity to,
Yeah.
come into effect.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Direct, indirect taxes can, interest rate can.
Interest rate. Yeah, 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 yeah. Interest rate. Yes. If there's a higher interest rate, they will not borrow as much. So they
Hmm.
might have less to spend if the prices are like high or taxes are high in an economy.
Then population itself.
Oh yeah, maybe there'll be like lesser supply then, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so not
If
every.
population is increasing, there is more demand for the goods and services.
Yes. Yeah.
Then, right now, when we're talking about factors affecting consumption, we are not talking only about the shift. So that's why we can also write here the price,
Okay. All right. Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
You can write this part down, please.
Yes, I'm done.
Done?
Yeah.
Okay. Now moving on. Now the investment.
Yes, sir.
Investment is the spending by firms
And
on
the like the raw
capital
material.
goods.
Yeah.
Now, what are the factors affecting investment?
I feel like number one has to be like maybe if they were labor intensive before and they had like really high labor costs, basically really high variable costs, and now they're shifting to a capital intensive method and they have to invest in capital goods. Maybe they'll have lesser funds available, especially like when their
Hmm.
demand is falling and if they've already spent a lot on like the wages and the labor costs of the employees. I feel like they'll have lesser funds left for spending on capital goods. And then another one is I feel like also the size of the business. Because for some like very small businesses, if they want to buy capital goods and they don't have enough funds and they want to borrow from banks, the banks don't actually trust them enough to lend
Hmm.
them a loan. So I feel like even that can affect how much funds they have for buying. And then also, maybe if a business thinks that this is a machinery which is going to have a lot of depreciation costs in the future, maybe that
Hmm.
can discourage them from investing. I'm not sure. If they think that this is something that's going to cause like it's going to have like a lot of repair costs, maybe that can maybe encourage them to just focus on labor more than capital. Uh, that's still
Does the interest rate affect it?
yeah. Interest rate. If they take a loan to buy the capital goods, but the interest rates are high, it might discourage them from taking a
Then,
loan.
when you are talking about the capital, so the cost of capital,
Yes, yeah.
if it is less, so there will be more investment. If it is more, there is less investment.
Yes,
Technology can also come into effect as the new technology is coming in and you need to update your system,
yeah,
and that you
yeah,
will do, right?
yeah.
Then, when you talk about what else? The corporate taxes.
Oh, yeah, the corporate taxes on the profits, right? Yeah,
So, how much profit you are left with when you want to, reinvest into the business?
exactly. Yes, after paying off the corporate taxes, how much you have left?
Exactly. So, retained earnings, we call
Yes,
them.
retain profit.
Retained earnings, that is very important. So,
Yeah.
corporate taxes. Then the subsidy can also impact.
Yes, yeah. If they get a
If you
subsidy,
are
then
given the subsidy, then what is going to happen?
they can invest more because they have more, um, basically funds to invest in capital because they can afford it basically. And
Exactly.
it's not even their own costs; it's given to them by the government, so they're not going to have any loss.
Then law and order of the country can also affect if you have, very relaxed regulations where the taxes or where the
Yes,
fines are low. So you
yeah.
would want to invest in that. Usually, the multinational companies, what they do is that they invest their money and they set up their operations in the developing countries because of the flexible laws there, relaxed regulations there,
Yeah.
and then the profit itself
Yes, because the more profit you have,
that can
the more,
also affect now
yeah.
how the profit will affect the investment.
Because once you get that profit after deducting all the other costs, and that's the amount that you have to invest in any other business activity. So the more profit you have, the more you'll have to invest in the capital.
Exactly. Now the government spending. This is the spending by government on healthcare.
Yeah, in education and any other merit good, any other public good.
Hmm. Infrastructure and
Yes.
all those sort of things. Now, what are the factors which are affecting government spending?
I think number one has to be the tax rate because that's where they get their tax revenue from. So the higher the tax rate, the more
Mhm.
tax revenue they're going to get.
Very
Um,
good point.
and then second, I feel like doesn't the like the type of economy also matter? Like I feel like
Mm,
if it's like a planned economy and if the government starts like taxing a lot, I feel like the public is not going to actually cooperate with them because they, you know, how do I explain this? It's like in a planned economy, it's like they are against the government already because the government has control over everything. So they
mm,
might go to like they might have disputes and stuff and protests against the government to not give tax. But if it's like in a mixed economy, it's like the public also has freedom to do their own activities and stuff. So I feel like they'll be more willing to pay even a higher level of tax. I don't know if that's
but
right.
that all, that all depends on the fact that government, when it is spending, because we are not going to, differentiate here between the bad governance and the good governance. Normally, the government spending depends on the requirement of the merit and public goods. If
Right.
the private sector is providing it,
Yeah,
fine, the merit goods especially. So government will not intervene and provide
exactly.
and
Yes.
not spend. But if they are not providing, then the government will spend. And even though sometimes when the private sector is providing, government still spends by providing them the subsidy that, okay, fine, you can provide it because the quality that you are providing is good. So we are going to give you the subsidy for that.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So the requirement of merit and public goods,
Yeah.
and then the poverty, that
Right.
can also affect. The
Yes.
population itself can also affect,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Net exports, which is X minus M.
Yeah.
So, first of all, exports. This is
Export.
these,
Yeah.
what is this?
Exports are basically when, for example, one economy, like for example,
Mhm.
my economy, is going to trade with another country. So I will be trading my goods and services to them, and in return, they will be paying me like their currency in return. So it's going to
Yes.
come for my country. Basically, an injection.
Mm, right. So, spending by foreigners
Yes,
on,
on domestic goods.
yes, on local goods and services or domestic goods and services. And imports.
is spending by the domestic economy on foreign goods and services.
Yes. So spending by locals on foreign goods and services. And net exports.
And exports are basically when you find the difference, like you minus exports minus imports. Try it's kind of
Yes,
trying to find like basically how much benefit you got. If exports are more, you'll have more benefit. If imports are more, you'll have lesser benefit. Because that means you spent
exactly.
more than you got.
Hmm. So that will let you know that how much you have exported and how much you have imported.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, if I ask you about the factors affecting net exports.
Okay, not exports. I think number one has to be your price. If the prices of your goods are not competitive, if they're like high, they'll be less attractive to foreign buyers. So they might start trading with another cheaper country rather than your goods and services. Then another thing, I feel like it also depends on what that economy needs. Like for example, if it's let's say it's a country which wants like technology, I don't think they will trade with a country which is like developing because developed countries are usually the ones which are more they have better capital production. So I feel like they will trade with the country which is producing what they want according to their requirements.
Hmm.
Then number three, I don't know if this is right, but I feel like they will also trade with the country. For example, if they want to buy a currency, maybe maybe they would trade with that specific country. I'm not sure. But in exports, wait, in exports, you look at that currency, right?
Hmm.
That I think this point is better for imports.
You
Um,
know, when you generally talk about it, no? So all of this you have to talk about generally. So in general way, if I do not distinguish between the export and import, so I would use a point like foreign or domestic income.
yeah,
Does it affect your exports and imports?
yeah, because
Isn't it?
if foreigners have higher incomes, they can import from your country more. It's like export for you is going to be higher, import for them is going to be higher if they have higher.
Hmm.
And if you
What
do,
about the exchange rate?
oh yeah, if the okay, this I'm really bad at. I get really confused with the thing. If your exchange rate is depreciating, okay, wait. If your exchange rate
Hmm.
depreciates, it's going to be cheaper for other countries to import, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be
Yes.
imports are going to be cheaper, but imports for this country are going to be more expensive.
If your exchange rate or the value of your currency is depreciating,
Yeah,
and if it is appreciating,
if it's appreciating, then for that country, the imports become expensive. Exports become
hmm, and for you exports become
for me, exports will become expensive.
and imports, you have to talk about from your point of view because you know what you're doing. You're saying that for foreigners imports become expensive, for you exports become expensive, so it's the same thing basically.
Oh right, yeah, 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 yeah.
Think from one point of view, that is from your own country's point of view. For your country, if your country's currency's value is appreciating, what is
Appreciate.
going to happen to your exports?
I think my exports are going to become expensive. My imports are going to become cheaper.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
the point.
yeah,
And if I specifically, talk about from the point of view of the if I am importing or they are importing in their country, for both of them, whether you are exporting it or importing it, because this is also a general point.
Yes.
Tariffs.
Yeah. Import tariffs.
If your country has put tariffs, so what is going to happen?
If my country is putting tariffs, for example, on imports, then I would like, I can't really import from you, so that exports would decrease because I can't import that much from you anymore because I have a tariff.
Hmm.
It would decrease the trade basically. It would decrease your exports, and it would decrease my imports.
Hmm. So basically, this is what is going to happen that you're due to the tariffs, if you have put the tariffs for foreigners, your product is expensive. And if
Yeah.
they have put the tariffs for them, your product is expensive,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay. Just give me 1 minute
Yes, sir.
and then we'll move forward. Okay, now coming to the next part,
Yes, sir.
shape of aggregate demand. Mm, right, it is going to be obviously downward sloping, and then we are also going to talk about the causes of shift
Shifting.
and movement
Yes, sir.
in the aggregate demand curve. So, first thing, aggregate demand curve movement and shift. So, basically, aggregate demand curve is just like the simple demand curve,
Yeah.
shows negative relation
Between the price and the demand. Yeah.
price and aggregate demand,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
If we have to show this, so why I'm making a curved line? Okay,
Yes.
this is the aggregate demand,
Yeah.
and let's say if this was the first point, A
Yeah.
with the price P1 and
Yes.
quantity Q1. Now this is point P
Q2 and
with the
Q2.
price P2 and quantity Q2. Here we have the only the quantity demanded.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So movement along the curve, price results in that,
Yes, yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
Now we are going to talk about reasons for negative relation. First is the wealth effect.
So wealth is basically talking about, no, it's not talking about income, it's talking about wealth. Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, so wealth is like maybe uh
What happens if the price will rise?
if the price
With the
rises,
given wealth you have, you will be able to buy more or less.
you'll be able to buy lesser than with the wealth that you have. But it also depends on your wealth, how much you have.
But then again, the thing is that whatever the amount of wealth you have, the rise in prices is going to reduce your buying, no?
Yeah,
Somehow.
yeah, it's going to reduce.
Or you will need more wealth to buy the goods then,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
Then interest rate effect. Does it affect the aggregate demand?
it can, yes, because
If
so okay,
interest rate is rising, so
it's going to reduce aggregate demand.
why?
Because of okay, let's say that the consumers will like they want to borrow, they want to take a loan out of the bank, but the interest
Mhm.
rates are really high. So the aggregate demand is going to fall because they might not take those loans because
Only for them?
no, even for the maybe for the firms also, right? If the firms also
No, no,
want to,
no. Only from the point of view, because we are here talking about the aggregate demand. We cannot talk about the firms because we are not talking about the supply.
okay, yeah, yeah.
So only those consumers who does not have money and they want to borrow to buy the goods, the interest rate is high, they are not going to buy, so aggregate demand will go down. What about those people who have money? Does it affect them? Will it reduce their demand?
Um, for them, okay, wait, let me think about this because I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm not sure
If
either because
interest rate is higher, what do people do who have money?
if interest rates are high, will will they save? I don't think they will save.
Yes,
They will save?
why not?
Okay,
They
okay,
will save, na? When the interest is higher, how the interest rate is affecting the people is that they will want to save more right now because there is a higher return they are getting on it.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah,
So when they will be saving more, their propensity to consume, we call it the concept of marginal propensity to save and consume. And
yeah.
that is 1 is equals to MPC plus MPS. When marginal propensity to save will increase, the marginal propensity to consume will reduce.
Okay,
So if you were saving zero point 0.5 and you were consuming zero point 0.5, so now you are saving zero point 0.7, which is 70% of your income, and you are now consuming only 30%, which is left. Obviously, because there's a limit to your income, no?
yes, sir. Yeah,
So out of that, you have to consume and you have to save. So when the
yes,
savings will basically increase, this will actually result in aggregate demand to go down.
yeah. Because people are saving more, they will spend less, so the demand.
Exactly. Exactly. Now the next thing, international. Why is it international? International effect.
International effect. Mm,
If I give you an idea, if the price of your product is domestic product is increasing, what will happen to the import and export?
the exports are going to decrease and the imports are going to increase.
Shabash.
Because for imports, why they will increase? Because maybe in comparison to your goods, the foreign goods are cheaper. So you will just buy those. But for
Exactly.
foreigners, your goods are more expensive, so they will just export from somewhere else. Sorry, import from somewhere else.
Yes. Right.
Yeah.
Now the shift in the aggregate demand.
Yes.
If this is normal aggregate demand 80 naught, so this will basically show
Shift.
a rightward shift, and this will show
Leftward shift.
a leftward shift. Right?
Yes, sir.
So rightward shift and leftward shift. Reason, is it price?
No. It's non-price factors.
Non-price factors. Can you name any?
Um, income, tastes and
Mhm.
fashions, attitudes, then um, maybe
Tax?
yeah, tax. Taxes as well. Then even okay, no, we can't mention subsidies. Yeah, subsidies are for supply. Okay, and
Yes,
then
subsidies are for suppliers.
will the imports matter? Like if the imports become cheaper, does that count
What?
for the reasons in the aggregate demand curve shift? Like will imports and exports matter?
No, no, no.
Okay, then
What matters is, probably what can matter, the demand, is the tariffs. If there are high tariffs, so demand for the local goods will be high.
yes, yeah,
If there are low tariffs, so demand for the foreigners' goods will be high and demand for the local goods will go down.
yes,
So
yeah,
tariffs can affect,
yeah.
right? All of these things. Okay. So here our demand topic is completed.
Okay, so
I am going to pose a question in front of you.
yes, sir.
And the question says, oh God, no, 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 I don't like this page. Hmm, okay. So this I'm going to put under the third one, end of section. Yes, yeah, end of section 3. Okay, I'll just put it here now. There is
Yes.
already a page. The question is discuss whether an outward shift in a country's production possibility curve will always raise the welfare of the citizens of that country. It's a 12 mark.
Oh wow, this is like a different question.
Yes.
Mm,
Now, there are few things that you already know about the 12 marker.
yes,
The
sir.
AO1
Yes.
and AO2 and AO3. AO1 is knowledge and understanding.
Yes. Analysis,
AO2 is analysis.
evaluation.
AO3 is evaluation. And if you know the marking, how is it? Can you tell
Okay.
me that?
Okay, wait, I'm trying to remember. I always forget for the 12 markers. Okay, wait. Knowledge and understanding was
Hmm.
it was four, right?
Okay, and analysis.
Wait, mm. It was analysis also was four, right? And then the rest were for evaluation had more marks.
So if these are 4, then how come evaluation have more? This will also be 4, no?
No, 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 wait, wait,
Isn't it?
wait. It was not understanding was three.
Knowledge is 3.
Um, analysis was no, analysis was also three, and then evaluation was six.
Okay.
That's what.
Actually, it's the complete 8 and it's the 4.
Okay, so I was right. Okay.
Now, in this 8, what I generally ask the students to do when you are considering the percentage, if you go for 4 and 4,
Yes.
it means you will write less analysis.
Yeah.
That I don't want you to do, right?
Yeah.
That I don't want you to do. I want you to consider that analysis for analysis, they will probably give you more marks, like considering this,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
so
Yes.
that you try to make your analysis good enough. Although it could be 4-4, it could
Yeah.
be 4-4 as well, but you need to understand this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how are you going to structure this question?
Okay. Okay. For this one, outward shift in a country's production possibility curve would always raise the welfare of the citizen of that country. Okay. So first is the knowledge understanding part. Now for that, you basically how will I start? Um, I don't want to start with the definition immediately for production possibility curve because that's kind of Um, I don't like that. I try to give a bit of introduction and then start. So, um, for this one, I could say maybe
But you can give the introduction, no problem with that. But I'm just asking about the main things which will be in your first paragraph
okay. So the first paragraph,
or the start.
I will have to add the PPC definition,
Okay,
and then,
so first paragraph, you have in mind
yeah,
the definition of PPC
yes, yeah, and I'll try to kind of
and
explain a little bit that how an outward shift happens in a PPC, like just a little bit of an
how you're
explanation.
going to explain it.
Um, Maybe I could say that outward shift would happen in a PPC because of
How
addition
would
of
you know
technology.
where's the outward shift? Which outward shift?
Isn't it talking about rightward shift because that's outward shift?
Yeah,
Shift
but
to
how would he know that you are talking about an outward shift? You are just speaking it.
okay, yeah. Then I'll have to draw the diagram as well. Yeah, I didn't
Yes.
mention, but it's like in my head. Yeah, I'll draw the diagram and then I'll show a rightward shift that's happening with the labeling
Yes.
and then I will start with
Okay.
a bit of an explanation, a little bit of a not an analysis, but a
Okay.
little.
What will
Then
you add? The major thing that you will add in your explanation.
I will say that like I'll try to give a reason for the rightward shift that it can happen
Yes,
addition
exactly.
of technology. It can happen because of discovery of new material, new land, maybe addition of the labor force, maybe just things like that. Um, and then I think this is the first paragraph is over, right? Yeah,
The
that's what.
AO1 is done.
Yes, yeah,
Now coming to the second para,
yeah. So
or
this,
it could be second and third because there will be points that you have to analyze,
yes, yeah.
right? So here, how you are going to start.
Okay, so the first thing I'm going to start with is I'll try to explain both sides of it. So the first paragraph, is it okay if I have four paragraphs in my answer? The first is going to be
It
AO1.
is perfectly okay.
Okay,
No
so
problem with that.
the second paragraph, I will basically be explaining like the reasons why the outward shift in a PPC can raise the welfare of citizens. Um,
Sabash.
yeah, I'll try to explain that. And then
So basically, you are going to go about here with the
advantages of
raised in the
the,
welfare.
yes, so this is a raise in the welfare.
So how
And
the outward shift can raise the welfare. So what points you are going to add here? Because you have to analyze those points, no?
I would say that it can increase the living standards if the production increases of the two goods. And then I would say that it can, does it affect the, what do you say? Maybe, actually, no, I don't want to add that point, but okay. It can it result in like income and wealth equality? Because people would be able to buy, right? Because, not sure. Actually, yeah.
Producing more goods does not mean that there is income equality. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
production of the goods. It doesn't change the fact that people have more money or less money.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait, another point. Employment opportunities, right?
Shabash.
More employment, there'll be higher income, there will be more consumer spending. Um,
Hmm.
then what else? What
I
else? What?
want you to give me more points.
Okay. What else? Um, okay, so this, okay, now the people are getting income. Doesn't that increase their income equality? Doesn't that increase it?
In a way of dependent population decreasing,
Oh, yeah.
like you do not have to, because more of the people will be employed,
Yeah.
so the dependency will reduce,
Yes.
and that could basically help. But that
Yeah.
is all you are considering in employment.
Okay. All right. Then, okay, what else? Doesn't it help like small businesses if they are going to be like the supplier businesses? Doesn't it help them because they have to supply more to these businesses? So these,
But we do not know for sure that why there is an outward shift.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
You have to talk from the point of view of the welfare of the citizens.
Citizens, yeah.
What about the variety of goods?
Yes, yeah, yeah. The
Could be
variety
a
of
point.
goods. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There'll be more variety, there'll be more choice. Okay. Then what
Then
else?
what?
Um, does it increase consumer confidence?
Mm, Good.
Yeah, I guess it could. It's not a solid point though. I'm trying to think of something that's like
Hmm.
a good point. Um, okay. Therefore, mm, it will be people will be able to get their necessities, right? Like every necessity that they need.
Hmm.
There won't be any
Living standard improved.
okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay. Then what else? Mm,
Can we talk about in an outward shift, you are talking about the products.
yes, yeah,
You do not know whether they are consumer or the capital goods. Can we talk
yes.
about the capital goods that this will help even in future?
Yes, yeah, it can help for production for like the future generations basically. If you invest in it now. Yeah. Okay.
How strong? Which points do you think are very strong?
For me, I think the first, second, and fourth one.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Now, if I give you a point which
Yes.
is even stronger than all of these, when the production is going to rise, there will be tax generation. Income
Oh,
tax people will be paying
yes, even corporate taxes as
and
well,
corporate
right?
tax.
Okay, okay, yeah, that's the best
The
point.
inequality that you were talking about, now the government will have money
Yes.
and
And
government can spend
yeah,
on probably unemployment benefits,
yes, transfer payments, basically all of those. Okay.
transfer payments ho gayi sari, then the subsidies they
Yes.
can
Yeah.
provide. So the whole redistribution of income can happen because of that.
Okay, 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 okay. Yes, makes sense. Yeah.
How about this point,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This is a good point.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, so why I asked you to make so many points is because when the student is writing and he comes up with a point, let's suppose if he gets a point like variety of goods at the very
Yeah.
start and he starts writing about it. So in all of these points, you would never add a point like variety of goods. Why? Because you need to do an analysis. How much analysis will you do on this?
Yeah, you need to like develop your points and then keep connecting like a
Exactly.
chain of analysis basically. You can't do that here.
Exactly. Exactly. So this sort of a point is not good for the chain of analysis.
Yes, yeah.
And this sort of a point is best for the chain.
Yeah, yeah. You can keep on talking about it. Like, yeah.
Exactly. Now, after the raise in the welfare, you are going to talk about the fall in the welfare.
The opposite basically, or the negative things of it having outward shift.
What points you're going to add here?
Okay. If there's an increase in the PPC, okay. Okay, if there's not a like a efficient allocation of the resources, even after there's an increase in the raw materials, wouldn't that lead to scarcity for like the future?
Yes, very good point.
There would be scarcity. Then number two,
So it
um,
means that you want to add the point of depletion of resources,
yes, yeah, depletion of resources.
but you will then have to, identify very clearly that how the depletion is occurring, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. What
Then
else?
I don't want to repeat that point of the tax, but that's going to be this that will result in a fall in welfare for the citizens, right?
Mhm.
But I don't want to repeat that point. Mm,
If the
okay,
productivity is based simply on the capital goods, will the welfare of the people of this generation, will it help them?
the thing is that if they're only using capital goods, it can, in the long term, maybe even result in unemployment because they'll
But
become
right now, what is going to happen?
um
Because we are talking about the welfare of the citizens who are right now living. So for them, is it good that more capital goods are being produced?
maybe not in the present because they might be sacrificing consumer goods to invest in capital.
Shabash.
So I feel like then it's going to result in a decrease in consumer goods for them. So they might not be able to get
Yes.
essential goods that they need.
So their living standard will go down right now
Yeah, yeah.
because of this.
And
What else?
else? Okay, if capital goods are increasing, um,
Just the production is increasing. Now come out of the capital goods.
okay, so okay, if production is increasing, um, I'm not sure, but in some industries, if they want to increase the capital, sorry, they want to increase the production, they might not provide incentives and they might overwork the employees. And they don't even provide incentives to make up for it.
Hmm.
So maybe if it could cause maybe burnout and then demotivation of the employees, and then maybe then unemployment, like they would maybe leave if they get really bad working conditions and maybe even bad wages if because I've seen in some places that if like a industry trying to increase their production they will have to cut other costs so they can um, spend all of their money on the raw materials so they even might cut off wages like the minimum wage they might pay them lower
Hmm.
than that
So
so
to produce, there is exploitation.
yes exploitation exploitation of employees and
Mhm.
okay then mm, what else? What else? I'm not sure, but if you want to increase production and if it's an industry that is like, for example, factories, right? Maybe the ones that produce maybe petroleum, or if they, whatever they produce, basically, if it's something that is increasing pollution, that can result in negative extra, and then which can be basically can affect the health of the citizens if there's higher pollution from whatever their business activity.
Hmm. But establish a point here, no? What's your point?
Okay, the point is that it can result in negative externalities
Yes.
if they increase their production and
Big point.
if they don't they're not basic environmental friendly. So
Big point.
yeah,
Negative externalities are being created because there is huge production, which is going to
yes,
result in pollution
pollution. Yes,
and climate changes.
yes, yeah.
What else?
What else? I'm trying to think of something connected to the price of the goods, but I'm thinking if they increase the production, there'll be higher supplies. I don't think they will increase the prices.
No, what about the type of the goods produced? Do you know the
Type,
type?
types of goods.
Because we want to talk about the welfare of the citizens. Now, what type of goods are being produced? Are they merit?
We don't know about that. They could be demerit,
Exactly.
so they could, yeah, so
Exactly.
they could, yeah, they could be demerit, so they could affect the health of the citizens again. There could be market failures. There could be, um, actually, yeah, we're talking about the consumers right now. So it could
Hmm.
decrease their health, basically.
Which points will you consider out of all five?
Um, the negative externalities one, the
Hmm.
capital goods one, the exploitation one, and mm,
Only two, if you have to choose.
okay, only two, then the capital goods one and the negative externalities one.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, now we have come to the
The
fourth last
Yeah,
paragraph,
the evaluation.
right? And
Yeah.
that is about your evaluation. So let me just add this that all of this para is basically the AO1.
Sol is AO2.
This is AO2,
Yeah. And then the fourth
and
one is
this
AO.
is evaluation AO3,
So in the
right?
evaluation, yeah, what I'm
Yes,
basically do is that I will be okay. Evaluations have to basically evaluate if it will increase the welfare or not.
you can
So
choose any site.
yes, yeah, I think for this one I might choose the raise in welfare because I just feel like I'll be able to evaluate that better. I'll basically write that even though it can cause what like foreign welfare, and then just mention maybe two of the points over there which I did not mention in the analysis. I'll mention that in the
Smart
evaluation.
move.
Yeah, that this can cause fall in the welfare, but then on the other side, if you consider the raise in the welfare, um, it can be there can be multiple ways that it can cause a raise in welfare, and it's basically I'll just try to explain maybe three of those points again. Not in the same way, but I'll try to kind of connect them all together and just try to in a simple way basically. I'll just maybe say um for the taxes it can increase the government tax revenue as well. It can increase the revenue for them so they can redistribute it. I'll just try to add new points from the same points basically.
Okay,
And then
if you first decide to go for the fall in welfare, you're supporting that idea.
okay.
What points you are going to write?
mm, Basically, if in my question I wrote the capital goods and the negative externalities point, in my analysis I could say that there are other like more further reasons why there can be a fall in the welfare. For example, exploitation of workers, then the depletion of
Mm.
resources. I could just try to kind of explain these two newer points which are not there in the actual analysis. And then after I explain these a little bit, I could write that even though there are ways that there could be a raise as well, these can kind of overtake that raise because these can maybe have a longer long term effect, or they could maybe, yeah, basically like a long term effect, yeah. Because of the negative externalities, there can be a long term effect on the health of the
Very,
citizens as
very.
well.
This is a good point.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that's basically how I would frame this question.
Okay, so in positive side, if we mark some points, let's suppose if we mark first the capital goods, let's suppose. So we
Yeah.
can say that in the long run, there will be, more sustainable development
Yeah.
because of the new technology and all those things. Technology will upgrade, right? It
Yeah.
will be expensive in the start, but it can be helpful. Then, if you
Yes.
also talked about the negative externalities, so you want to, still say that this is not too big of a problem. So you could also say that when the country is producing more and improving more,
Yes.
so the technology will upgrade
Yeah.
and it will be more environment friendly,
Exactly. Yes.
and
There could be
that
a
can
few.
basically reduce pollution,
Yes. There will be fewer negative
isn't it?
externalities. Yeah.
A very different point that you can write here. The
Yes.
sustainable. So you see the words, the terminologies that I'm using here. This
Yes.
is
Yeah.
very important in your evaluation.
Yeah.
Sustainable development, the environment friendly machines, these can, remove the major issues. Can
Yes.
you give
Yeah.
me an odd point which nobody probably you think that nobody would have written?
Um. Okay. So for the raise in welfare. Um.
Hmm. In your evaluation? You're supporting it. So you're coming up with a point which the examiner, if he will be reading, he will not find it in many of the papers. He might find it, but not in many papers.
Okay.
Think about something out of the box, apart from all of these points which are already written here.
Mm,
Take your time. Welfare of the citizens. Just keep that word in mind.
welfare. Just one second. Mm, so we mentioned capital goods, then the technology.
Okay,
What
I
else?
just give you a hint that it is related to employment
Yeah.
because there will be more employment. There will be more tax revenue generated by the government, and government is spending on the people. So all of this combining will make your living standard better in one way, which some people might think and many may not.
Okay. Um. Living standard.
Hmm. Think about it. What
So
happens when there is huge number of unemployed people in the country? They do
huge
not
number.
have money, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And they have their needs that they want to fulfill. What will they do then?
Wait. Will they go to the black market?
But they don't have the money now.
Will they steal?
Yes. Crime
Oh,
rate.
oh, right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Crime rate.
The crime rate is going to be reduced because of this, because your economy is flourishing. People are
Yeah.
getting employed. Firms are, those who can work, they are getting employed. Those who cannot, who are the disadvantaged group, the government is supporting them with the taxes. So the
Okay.
crime rate is the point, which
Okay.
I
Yeah, yeah.
think is,
Yes, that's a rare point.
yes. So this is, it's a deal breaker.
Yes.
Not too
Yeah.
big of a point, but a deal breaker only because not many will be thinking in that point of.
Yes. Yeah.
So not many will be thinking from that point of view. So probably this will be a deal breaker evaluating point.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
evaluation point, right?
Yeah.
Great. So this is how you attempt a 12 marker.
Yes, sir.
You understood everything from here?
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Very good. Okay, if I ask you to choose the best point from the fall in the welfare and the worst point according to, lesser or more you can write in terms of the analysis. So which will you choose as the best point
The best point, um, hmm, I think the
on
best
which you
point
can write a lot?
to write a lot, maybe the negative externalities part.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you can write about the market failure, you can write about the impact of productivity on the people, on the environment, on the animals, on the
Yeah.
welfare, wildlife, everything you can talk about. But
Yes.
if you even stick to the topic, which is the welfare of the citizen, even then you have a lot to say: the noise pollution, the air pollution, the water pollution. Everything can indirectly or directly affect you as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I guess this is the point. You're right that we can choose this
Yes.
as the best point. And what's in which you can, you think that you have very less to write.
Probably the increase in demerit goods.
Exploitation of workers, you can write a lot.
Yeah. Even the
But
depletion,
then,
I feel I can make up.
yes, if you have to compare between the two, which one do you think you will be able to write less about?
I think the maybe the depletion, because I feel like in the demerit goods, maybe I can even, again, I can mention market failure, I can still mention its effects, but I feel like for the depletion, I would have fewer points.
Okay, now what is the most challenging thing that I'm going to give you? The last thing.
Yeah,
You believe that depletion point is the one which is you will have very less to write.
yeah.
I want you to develop this point. How would you develop it? Develop the first point.
Okay, the depletion
What will
resource.
happen? Hmm.
Okay. So once the economy starts producing at a new production possibility curve, once it shifts to the right, um, they will be requiring more, like a higher amount of raw materials, basically. So there will be more mining, there'll be more extraction, there might be more even imports for raw materials. And
Yes.
they will start to basically use all of these raw materials to increase their production even further. And then once they do that, as they're increasing the production of both of the goods on the production possibility curve, this can result in them having an inefficient allocation um,
Hmm.
of any of the goods, basically, which currently it still might increase
Hmm.
the production, but for the future generations
Hmm.
and for the future production of these two goods, it
Yes.
can decrease the production in the future
Yes.
because there are fewer resources because they're using all of it right now and in an inefficient way.
Yes.
Basically.
Awesome. Just give me 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
So in depletion, there's one more thing that I want to add here.
Yes, sir.
When you when you have lesser resources available to produce the goods, then you will have to look for the alternatives. And in looking
Yeah.
for the alternatives, if you do not have the alternative, the only alternative is to import from the other countries. And when you
Yes.
import from the other countries, probably your currency is not good enough. So when you are importing and you're providing it to your people, so they will be provided at a higher price.
Oh, yes. Yeah, 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 yeah,
And
yeah.
that will
Yes.
result in inflation in the country, imported
Yeah.
inflation,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point.
right? And imported
Yeah.
inflation, why? Because if your resources are less and even the domestic firms want to produce, so they are going to import the raw material. So when they will import it, and if they get the raw material at an expensive rate, they are going to charge that cost into the price of the product.
Yes, we'll pass the burden to the consumers basically in the form of higher prices.
So it means that the worst point is not always the worst point if we think, right?
Yeah. A little bit, yeah. It's not that bad.
Yes. Yes, but variety of goods, sometimes I feel like that there's very less to write. So you have variety
Yes.
of goods. Okay.
Mm.
One thing that you can add here as well, and that is that when you will get the variety of goods from your country, you will import less.
Oh yeah, yes. Yeah.
You will
You
not
might
have
even
to
export
import more.
more actually. You might have even be able to export more.
Exactly. You will be able to even export more, right?
Yes.
So I guess this is it then for today. I just
Yes.
wanted to give you an idea about the 12 market, that how you can, you are writing down, so how you are going to process all of it. So you will always,
Yes.
your evaluation became really easy when I gave you a lot of points to write here in the raise and the fall. So you,
Yes.
you said it twice or thrice that, okay, fine, the points which I have not written, I can use them in my evaluation. So this is what you have to do as well, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, so this is it for today then, Ava. You have any
Yes.
questions you can ask me?
Um, so honestly tell me, do you think I can do a 12 marker like at least average like properly right now?
If you
Like a little
practice a lot, if you practice a lot, if you can develop such things which we have done today in class, if you have that, in the start, you will take more time to develop everything, because right now we were discussing it, so it took a bit of more time. But when you will
yes,
be doing it and writing down somewhere the points, and you are choosing out of those points which points I need to write in my analysis and then in evaluation, the time will come when all of these things will be very easy for you, because you will have all the points in mind and you will know that which point I'm going to write in my analysis. Just automatically you will click to those points on which you have more to write, and
yes,
then you can basically improve a lot on this, because it's
yes,
not only about this part of the knowledge. It's about the
yeah,
analysis part a lot, right? That
yes,
how you are going to structure it. Because on the basis of this, you are going to evaluate, no?
yeah,
So they are
exactly.
both connected to each other. So
Yeah,
the only thing that can answering your question, that will you be able to, do better than the average? That is only when you practice a lot of the questions. That is the
yes,
only key.
yes,
Only
sir.
key. So once you do that, then it will be perfectly fine. Right?
Yes, yeah.
So this is it then. Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, Ava. So take very good care of yourself. We'll meet on Monday now.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Allah Hafiz.
Welcome, Allah.